And so I've been waiting with bated breath.
So much fucking snow!
If it was Robert Mugabe, it was probably some African virus. Maybe he got Ebola, I don't know.
His arse was up on the seat and basically on me.
I could have got on a plane, flied it my fucking self.
So fucking typical in my fucking dirty pants and socks.
Get some laxatives, crush them, and slip it into a drink or some food.
Every time I coughed, it came with a prize.
Hello, you lovely lot, and welcome to episode 8 of Chick Chat. Yay, it's episode 8. Do a dance, Cass. Join in, do a dance.
I did sneeze.
Excuse
What
me. That
was my sneeze.
was a disgusting sneeze.
It was a little duck sneeze.
That's not a duck.
Apparently it sounds a bit like a duck.
It does. A little bit like mutant duck.
I'm still snotty from the illness.
I know. And if you want to hear
Sorry
about Cass's, that's fine. If you want to hear about Cass's Ebola, then listen to episode 6. Because she talks about how she sat next to Robert Mugabe on a plane.
On a plane, and
Yeah.
he took up a seat and a half with his skinny arse.
True story.
But yeah, my elbow hurts this week. I don't know why. I've not been playing tennis, but I feel like I've got tennis elbow.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, I hate that. Because it just feels...
it's just
'cause
like
it's a joint. It
Yeah,
just feels so rickety.
it's just like a dull ache.
Oh, God.
But it's just fucking annoying. But I'm sure you were telling me something about when you broke your nose, which I hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
I don't think your nose looks broken.
Well, you see, that is actually down to the good job that was done, because I obviously didn't want it to look like it was broken, because I think your nose is one of your most prominent features, right, on your face, because everything else is kind of flat and smooth, etc., you know, cheekbones and all that, chins. I've got a nice chin. But your nose, it just protrudes, and it's there. And so I was
Your nose
absolutely...
protrudes.
No,
It protrudes from your face.
Yes, it does.
Out into the world.
Exactly,
It's
it
almost
does.
as if like evolution has made it like that, so you can smell shit.
I know! Isn't that amazing? You might be onto something right there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like screw fucking Darwin. Hello, Cass Ho. Anyway, basically what happened is, and I always tell it as if, you know, I say my mother accidentally, emphasis on accidentally broke my nose. So what happened?
Did you have to go to the same AE place
No.
where you?
No, I did.
Because
I did the second time I broke my nose, but not the first.
oh right,
time.
okay. 'Cause I was going to say, seriously, you're going to have like some women's refuge and like save the
Domestic
children.
people.
fucking
Yeah,
knocking-
completely.
yeah. But like, come on, like you've been in there with broken nose,
Yeah.
broken fingers.
Yeah.
Are you being abused at home?
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm not even kidding. Some nurses and doctors have kind of hinted towards that, bless them, and they've been very worried and wanting to know. But honestly, you know how you have some career criminals who have a rap
Yes.
sheet longer than, you know, my arm? I've got a rap sheet, but it's in hospital and it's fucking really long, full of x-rays and bruises.
There must be like a red mark on it. Like, you know, if
Yeah.
she comes in again, you can call social services.
Pretty much. You know, how old is she? Can we do that? Can we call Childline? But what happened was, I was at my grandmother's house and my mother was, you know, doing the bed. She was dusting off the bedding, putting some new sheets on, that kind of thing. And so she was bent over a bit, you know, smoothing out the linen as you do, because, you know, don't want creases and all. And so I was kneeling down, tying my shoelaces. And so I'd finished tying my shoelaces.
Your shoelaces next to the bed
Yeah, pretty
while
much.
somebody was making it.
Yeah, I was behind my mother, but not directly behind. I was a bit kind of skewish to the right? So obviously I thought if I'm right behind her, she's going to make a sudden movement and I'll probably get hurt, or she'll trip over me, and that will not end well for my mother, bless her. She'll get hurt. So on purpose, I was a bit skewish. So I was tying my shoelaces, and just as I began to stand up, my mother began to swing her elbow back, and she literally elbowed me back into my nose. And the pain, the bloody pain.
How old were
honestly.
you?
I was, right, let me see, 21 now. This happened a couple of years ago, say about 3. I think I was 18.
Did you swear?
Yeah,
say,
I did, because it was
Mum?
blinding. She literally got me right in the middle. Look, I'm showing you now, that bit there. Right in the
Yeah.
middle of, you know, the bit of skin between the nostrils.
man.
She got me
You know,
there.
die if somebody smacks you hard enough, breaks your nose into your brain.
I know, exactly.
Did you upset your mum that day?
No, not at all. And the thing is, it wasn't done intentionally. I promise. Well, no more than usual. It wasn't done intentionally. So she says. And yeah, so she swung back, and it was just agonizing, searing pain. It was so blinding. I immediately.
Did it bleed?
No, I clutched my nose because this white fluid was coming out of it. So I was like, shit, fuck, what does that mean? What does it mean? You know,
white stuff coming out your nose.
Yeah. It was clear. So I was like clutching it and I had my eyes closed. And I was like, oh my God, Mum, what did you do? And my mum's like, what happened? I said, Mum, you broke my nose. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. And I said, yeah, I know. I hope you didn't mean to, but it really hurts. And the thing is, you know how sometimes you can just feel something wrong. If you've clicked your jaw wrong, it just feels a bit unaligned and off-center. Well, my fucking nose felt like it was bent, and I was scared as anything. And I said to my mum, look at me. And at this point, I'm in a panic and a frenzy, because I'm thinking, right, my nose is bent. You know, I've read somewhere, I can't remember where, that once a break kind of happens, whether it's in your finger or it's in your nose or your toes or wherever, bone in body, the body's natural reaction is to fuse it back into place and heal itself, right? So I'm thinking, shit, I'm going to have a fucking boxer's nose for the rest of my life. So I told my mum, look at me. Is it broken? Is it bent? And she's like, yeah, that is really bent. You're going to have to go to the hospital. I'm like, no. And I ran downstairs. I ran down the stairs, clutching my nose in agony, half kind of hobbling because I don't know, it had impaired my vision as well because I was in that much pain. And
your body was in shock, shit's going on. Yeah. Like, the fuck is going on?
Exactly. You know, why is the nose bent? I can't breathe properly because it feels like there's fucking roadworks going on in my nose. So anyway, I make it home. I open the door and I go into the living room. My sister was upstairs. I'm like, Layla, come down. And she's like, I'm screaming. I'm saying, please, I need your help. So she runs down. She's like, whoa, what's happened? And I said, look at my nose. And her face was just, holy shit, what bloody happened to you? Who punched you? And I said, it was Mum. She goes, why did Mum hit you? And I said, well, she didn't hit me intentionally. And I explained the story. And I said, look, is it really, really bad? And she said, yeah, it is really bent. It's very noticeable.
Make sure you repeat that story to the police. Make sure you tell the police it was an accident.
Yeah, it was. I have to be so, careful to put that word in, because obviously I don't want people to think that my mum batters me around, because she doesn't. But just... only occasionally when I really piss her off, she gets the bricks out. So anyway, she's there and I'm just like, fuck, okay, I made the decision, you're just gonna have to snap it back in place, because I had already felt it was fusing, right, honestly. And she said, no, I can't do it. And I said, no, you have to listen to me. I said, you have to, okay, you're my big sister, please, you have to do this. I can't wait for it to fuse back into place, go to hospital, and then for the doctor to break it. I feel like it would hurt more, so please, you just do it. I said, look, I'll stand, I'll grit my teeth, you just hold it, get a good grip, and just one snap and it'll be fine, right?
So what, did she have to pull it out?
No. Literally, she grabbed my nose like this. She held on to it. Held on to it, right?
At the point of your nose, yeah.
Yeah. And then
I can see the video, so I'm just explaining what... Oh, man.
Right. So she agreed to do it, okay? And at this point, I'm still very frantic, my heart's beating fast. I'm thinking, this is going to fucking hurt. This is going to kill me. So I'm standing there and I'm gritting my teeth and I'm right, just, do it. Deep breath. She's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I'm sure. Please just do it. So she holds my nose. Deep breath, right? And 1, 2, 3, she counts down and she snaps it. And I hear it, but she didn't do it hard enough.
Oh.
And so I'm just like, oh my God, no. And I was like, that wasn't hard enough. You need to do it again. And I'm like, fuck, I think I'm going to pass out. Honestly, it was so bad. And she's like, right, okay. She was like, oh, sorry. I didn't do it, with enough force. And I said, yeah, you're fucking telling me. I know. So, right, I was like, okay, deep breath. Try again, okay? So I'm breathing, right? I'm gritting. I think I put some tissue in my mouth or something to bite on, because it was, that bad. Seriously, this was some fucking hardcore Rambo shit. Let me tell you, Cass. She holds my nose again.
I can't even
visualize it, bitch. She holds my nose again, counting down. 1, 2, 3, snap. Does it again. This time she got it spot on, and it was fine. I'm in blinding pain. Basically got the frozen peas out as well and just put it on my nose, and tears were coming out of my eyes, but she did a good job. I mean, you can't tell it was ever broken or fractured, so I was very lucky in that respect.
Your family should start a nose job business. Like your mum could
I
break
know.
them, and then your sister could reset them.
We'd make a fortune, I'm telling you. I could be a consultant.
Shit. You see, I've never broken anything like that.
Mm.
Like I think I once fractured one of my little fingers when I was playing Stuck in the Mud when I was really little. But apart from that, I've stubbed a toe, or I've like, they're saying that I hurt my thumb the other week because I was play fighting with Matt. It was in the morning, and he was up and like dressed, and I kept getting out of bed trying to stand up, and he just
Right.
kept pushing me back onto the bed, just like every time I stood up, because
Oh,
he's
right,
like
yeah.
really strong. He just like shoved me in the shoulder, and I was just like back bed.
You'd
And
fly back.
yeah, exactly, like flung back onto the bed, and he was laughing manically because it was so funny, and it was quite funny. I'm playing like, "Ah," and then I start to try and wrestle with him to stop, and he caught my thumb and bent it back really far, and it felt really wrong, and I think it was a bit fractured because even now I can't grip very well.
Oh, that
And
is
this was
bad.
like, I think this was before we went away, and he was like, well, it's your own fault for fighting back, you've got to just let it happen. And then it was like a funny rape joke. And yeah, so that's like the worst thing that I've ever done. I've never broken anything like that. If that had happened, I genuinely don't know if I could have said, look, can you reset my nose? I would have just, first I would have sued my fucking mum for the money
would
to
have
go
sued
get it
her
done
mum.
properly. If
then
my
get a
mum
nose
had
job.
smacked me in the face, yeah, exactly, I would have had it done under anaesthetic. Like none of this fucking, reset my nose for me, because that just
Yeah.
sounds fucking horrific. You're like proper Rocky. You are proper hench being able to do that.
Hardcore, I'm telling you.
That's like, that is fucking terrifying.
When I told this story to Bradshaw when we were back at training, Bradshaw's one of my good friends, very good friends. I was telling her the story, and her reaction was the same as yours. She was sat down and I was stood up. I was telling her about it, and she was wincing. She had her hands over her eyes, and she was just like, fuck off. You're joking. You're lying. She did not do that. She did not snap it back in place. And I was telling her, dude, it totally happened. It really did. And she goes, no, fuck off. Go on, ring her. I want to hear it. And I said, all right. Bear in mind, this is 10:30 at night, right? I ring my sister, bless her, and she's sleeping.
Oh my
I
god.
know. And then I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, love,
Just to prove you're not a fucking liar.
Yeah, pretty much, right? That it did happen. And she was like, yes, I can attest. It did happen. I was there. I had to do it. And it was terrible, but it did happen. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Sweet dreams. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Sorry for waking you. Yeah, bless her.
Oh
yeah,
man, that's fucking
that is just
crazy.
one of bloody many stories I've got of injuries or fucking things happening, like buses breaking down when you need to get, And that, when my bus broke down to get that train, that is the one day that I said I would get the bus to get my train, and I didn't call on anyone for a lift. I didn't call my sister or, anybody else to give me a lift to the train station. I thought, I'm going to be adult about this. I'm going to be responsible and independent. And what fucking happened?
You fucking bus broke down.
Yeah, well, see, that's a sign, isn't it?
It's like, even if you could drive, it's not as if you could have drove to the train station.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
See, because I'm going up to do the same training shortly, and I was thinking it would be easier if I could drive, so I didn't have to get the train. But there's nowhere to park because it's in
No,
the centre
there
of Birmingham, right then in the arse. I finally bought a manual car.
What?
I know, because I fucking hate driving. You know how much I hate driving. I fucking hate driving. It took me years before I learned to drive. I've only been driving like 5 years. And I've had manual cars before, but after crashing one of them and then being really panicking the other one, when I bought my most recent car, which was a little Peugeot, I got a automatic because it was just easier. It was less for me to stress about, like all the hazards, and like in my head, it's like Grand Theft Auto. Like there's people crossing the fucking road, throwing themselves in front of police chases. That's what's going on in my head when I'm driving. So changing gears is like a low priority for me.
Wow.
So somebody suggested get an automatic. Once you're more confident with you driving, you'll be able to drive a manual. And I had to get rid of the Peugeot because the MOT was due on the 30th of May. And I knew for a fact that car would never pass an MOT.
Oh no, it was one
Not
of
a
those.
fucking chance. Well, the guy I bought it off had fucked it so fucking badly. It needed like a whole new dash panel.
What?
And all the electrics fucked. Like I hadn't realised that,
What was he
certain
doing?
things weren't
Eating
working.
it?
Well, he'd disconnected the airbag light because the airbag light, I think, says that the airbag's not working or something like that.
Oh my god.
And he disconnected it to get it through the last MOT. But by disconnecting it, he disconnected the horn and he disconnected other things that lead to the control panel.
Why were you driving something like that? That is a death trap.
I didn't know. I didn't it worked. The gear change was really good. The electric windows worked. The electric wing mirror